What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammock, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about how nothing you do will ever be good enough for a narcissist or a toxic person. Stay tuned, like and subscribe for more. Thank you. So this person right here is trying to figure out why she wasn't enough for that narcissistic person, y'all. I tell this to everybody that I talk to, like, nothing you do, nothing you can do, nothing you say, nothing you preach, nothing, like, whoever you become will never be enough for that narcissistic person, y'all. It's impossible to be one person to be enough for a narcissist. And it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with that narcissistic person. You can't do enough to make that narcissistic person happy. And your source of validation that person gets from you eventually it's going to run out. It just is. And once that supply or validation runs out from that narcissistic person, they're going to try to find a fresh source of validation, a fresh source of supply, and replace you with it. But a lot of times they won't let you go physically. They'll keep you in a relationship with them for an extended period of time while they go find somebody else to validate them emotionally. And I know that's hard to come to terms with, like, I wasn't enough, but like, nobody is. Nobody's enough for a narcissistic person, y'all. I just have to repeat that over and over again to people. Woo! Welcome back, y'all. So if you couldn't read the text on the screen, it says, I'm not handling it well at all, and I need to understand why I wasn't enough. Why wasn't I enough? Yeah, like I said in the beginning, in the opening monologue I did, a little 20-second monologue I did, nothing you do will ever be good enough for a narcissist. Just to give y'all a heads up, nothing you do will ever be good enough for a narcissist. I need to repeat it again. Nothing you do will ever be good enough for a narcissist over time. It might be good enough for them in the moment, but over time it fades and is not enough. The goalpost is always moving. When you feel like you've crossed that finish line that the narcissist has set forth, you know how you run in a race. If you've seen Olympic sprinters, when they're running a race, they're running full speed. They're focused on the finish line, and as soon as they see the finish line, they get close to it. They duck their heads to try to extend forward. And things like that. They duck their heads just like this. And then you wake up, like, it's just like you crossing that finish line. You duck your head across the finish line and you pick your head up, and the finish line is 100 meters down the road now. They've moved it because it's not good enough. You're about to break the world record in making a narcissist happy. But guess what? They moved the finish line. It's always moving. It just is. They move it further back, so it keeps you working harder. It keeps you working harder and doing more to try to earn less love than what you were getting before. Because typically in these situations, when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, you're going to be getting less than you were from the beginning. You're doing the same amount. You're probably doing more. Like you in this situation are probably applying more time, effort, energy, and love to this person, and giving this person intimacy and things like that, and you're getting less than what you were in the beginning. It's like your love. Y'all know I love my analogies. Y'all know I love it. Y'all know I love my analogies. I come up with a fire one. It's like your love is depreciating in value. You know how America or whatever the world is right now is going through the inflation. Your love is going through deflation. Your love is depreciated in value. The dollar is not worth as much as it used to be. Your love is not worth as much as you used to be. So you have to apply more to get the same results or less than you used to in the beginning. And that's where intermittent reinforcement comes from. The narcissist is giving you less love and you're accepting it because it's better than nothing, isn't it? It's better than nothing. We used to just clap cheeks every single day. We just clapping the cheeks like the sound of a church choir. It sounded like a church choir in the house. Like every day around 6 p.m. the church choir was unleashed in the house of cheek clapping, like just as good. Now it went from every day to 3 times a week, to 1 time a week, to 1 time every 2 weeks, to once a month, to once every 3 months, once every 6 months. And then now it feels better to get a hug right now. So a hug carries more weight than it used to because you don't get them anymore. You don't get them like you used to. I'm about to start singing Shiny from Moana right there. I'm like, you don't swing it like you used to, man. the crab, yeah. Shiny. But that's how it goes though, y'all. That's the thing. You're doing more for less because nothing you do will ever be enough. And I know it sucks and it can't, because in the beginning, it was enough, wasn't it?
And I was like, well, Lee, tell us why. Because in my brain as a narcissist, it's just, once they emotionally disconnect from you, they feel like once they've got you, it just feels like we don't have to try as hard anymore. You have to try hard. We chased you. Typically, narcissistic people chase you. They apply pressure for what people say. They apply pressure. They chase you. They just smother you with love, care, and affection. They do whatever it takes to get you. They chase you down. But when in the typical fashion of a narcissistic relationship dynamic, it reverses and you end up chasing them. Because once they emotionally disconnect from you, or once that the fire, the emotional candle burns out that they have for you, you end up chasing them because you want that love and affection back. You want it back. You miss it. You need it back now. You're like, man, what I got to do to get this love back? What does it take for me to get this love back? So you're working even harder to try to get this person back. You're doing way more than you used to, and you're getting way less results than you used to. It's like doing the same amount. It's like your job has decreased your pay, but have you working overtime? You know, typically in jobs, overtime is time and a half, which means you make 1.5 times what you normally make. So if you make $10 an hour as your standard rate, in overtime you're making $15 an hour. But with narcissistic relationships, you it's not time and a half, it's half time. Like, you go from making $10 an hour at the beginning of this love relationship to making $5 an hour. And guess what? They expecting you to do more work. You're working more hours. You're doing more, because nothing you do will ever be enough for a narcissist. I know I'm unleashing a lot of analogies. I know y'all probably gonna steal them and put them on a shirt or something like that. Just shout me out when you do it, y'all. Just shout me out, because I know y'all. Yeah, I know. I'm saying some fire. I had a couple of videos go viral on TikTok in the last week or so. People just copying them word for word, and they going viral too. No shout outs, no nothing. I'm like, y'all some old grimy bastards. Don't give me no kind of shout out. Just act like you just came up with this idea yourself. But to each their own. I know they're not on my level, because if you have to copy somebody word for word, you're not on their level. So I'm just like, whatever, do you, bro, do you. But that's how it goes, y'all. That's the way of the world and things like that, So stand in your power, stand in your strength, because if you don't, like I said, if you don't, believe, how do we get the love back? You can't. I think y'all need to understand, you can't get it back the way it used to be, unless you leave them and then they beg and plead for you to come back, and then you get it back for a little while, but then it'll go away again. You do the same thing. Y'all be doing the same sing and dance for the rest of your life. Are you ready? Do you have your dancing shoes on? Do you have your toxic tap shoes on? Are you ready to? Are you ready to do that? Because if not, get ready for some toxicity. Get your shoes out. Get your dance shoes ready. Get your dance shoes on, because you're going to be doing more dancing for less love, for less affection, for less caring. I know people don't want to hear that, but y'all, this is the absolute truth right there. I feel like I tell this to people all the time, and y'all, people push back on it because you don't want it to be true, but it's absolutely the truth. Nothing you do for a narcissist will ever be enough. Over time, in the moment, it can be enough for them. It can make them happy and make them smile, make them clap your cheeks. But guess what? If you do that same thing again 2 weeks later, guess what? Doesn't have the same effect it did later, does it? No, it doesn't. Inflation. Your love is worth less. Narcissistic have love inflation cost. Your love is worth less now. The things you do are worth less, so you have to do more of them to get less. It's like living in the same house and they're raising the rent up $1,000. They ain't done nothing to the house. That narcissist has done nothing to themselves. They're the same person. They're the same person physically when you met them. They're the same person financially when you met them. They're not the same person emotionally because they're disconnected from you. But guess what? They raised the love rent $1,000 a month, have not made any changes. But you want to stay there, so you have to pay the difference. You have to find a way to make up the extra $1,000. You don't want to move. You don't want to move into a new relationship. You don't want to move into a new house, because you might get another toxic household. Y'all, I had to push pause, y'all. God damn, I'm dropping some flaming analogies today. Damn, what is wrong with me? What is getting into me? Seriously, y'all. Goodness gracious. Seriously, I'm dropping some flame today. I know y'all gonna say, Lee, you're so braggadocious. The narcissist is coming out of you today, Lee. We see it leaking through the camera. I can feel the narcissism oozing through the YouTube video. Be safe, y'all. Seriously. But I'm gonna wrap this thing up, y'all, by saying this one last time. I have to make this announcement one more time. Y'all, this is July 2022 right now. So July 23rd, 2022, we're doing a live in-person meet and greet in Durham, North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina. Live in-person meet and greet. Me, Raw Motivations, the author of this book right here, Carrie McAvoy, PhD. Love You More. She will be there. It's available on Amazon. She'll be there. Come through. Durham, North Carolina. Come through. Came say hey. Meet and greet in person. It's just a nice, friendly event. I think October. Sometime October, November, whatever, we're gunning for Texas. So, take my Texas peeps. Stay tuned for that. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.